I know it's not a Sunday, but I couldn't very well show off this Venomtech that I just picked up without a brief touch on these other two in the collection. I think Butch actually kind of originated the idea of taking one of the old European folding hunting daggers, which would leave the tip exposed when folded and gave you a small utility blade that you could use when folded, or you could unfold it to expose the large dagger blade with a swing guard typically. Um, and Butch in the I think it was in the late '90s or early 2000s came up with the two step, which gave you a about a 4.5 inch large kind of faux dagger ground blade, or a little like inch and 3/4, maybe 2 inch cutting blade, using the sheath where it grabs into this notch on the blade to drag the blade open automatically when you unsheath it. And the Elishewitz black box is a modern take on that, which also uses the sheath to drag the blade open, and similarly uses a liner lock to lock the blade in the open position, and leaves you a little utility blade for opening packages or whatnot, cutting a little bit of rope with that serrated edge, I guess. In between these two, in the mid 2010s, 2014 to be specific, Tony took the idea and adapt it from auto extending when you pull it out of the sheath to auto extending when you hit the switch and auto retracting. These things are so silly and so wild, and I love them so much. I wanted one of these when they first came out so bad. This thing is awesome, and it does give you by far the most amount of blade versus any of these. This is a 5.5 inch blade, I believe. Yeah, these are both pretty similar at about a 4, maybe 4.5 inch blade. Yeah, I think it's about 4.5. Yeah, this thing. This is the focus, the literal definition of a pocket sword. I think these were designed to be worn as like a neck knife. You've got a kydex sheath, and be very gentle, because this is a very, very clean specimen. Typically, these have some rub marks on the sheet, on the body from the sheet. This one you can see it's got a little shiny spot there, and just a teeny bit of rubbing on the logo, maybe. That is a custom Microtech Venomtech logo. I'm not sure where exactly the Venomtech name came from. I asked Tony, but he didn't get back to me. I should have asked him more than a couple hours before this video. Yeah, these came with a kydex sheath that they click into very nicely, and would work very, very well as a neck knife. These are based on an Ultratech chassis, old flat body Ultratech chassis, with a substantial glass breaker slash skull crusher pommel on there. And it feels like a beefier spring than the standard Ultratech. It is a pretty stout action. I would liken it almost to being as stout as a Scarab, old school Scarab action, which makes sense because this is a huge blade that you gotta flick in and out, and it does it very nicely. Yeah, yeah, I'm super tickled to get one of these, if you can't tell. I am always a sucker for a pocket sword, and yeah, this is the pocket swordiest of them all. So yeah, there you go. These things are very collectible now. And like most collectible Microtechs, they're going for way more than they originally went for. They were around a $300 knife when they came out about 10 years ago, and they go for about 3 times that right now. So, it is what it is. If you like one and you need one, you're just going to have to pay what you got to pay. I have never seen an actual knockoff of these, surprisingly enough. So yeah, I don't think there's any clones that you have to be on the lookout for to avoid buying. But I'm not 100% sure on that. And a ton of Microtech models have been cloned. So, buyer beware and all that. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is. So there you go.